Get an exchange. That way you won't ever stop today. Who here has heard some variety of that guidance? Nothing bad can be said about getting an exchange. You can turn into a handyman and you can turn out to be exceptionally affluent as a handyman. However, pay attention to the final part of that sentence. Did she say so you can turn out to be all God plans you to be? Is it so you can let your light sparkle, so you can become well off, so you can accomplish objectives? No, it's so you never starve to death. The reasoning comes from a position of franticness, and that is the reasoning that is given over age to age. The odd part is it's totally undetectable to us. Investigate the structure you see behind me there. That is a modern unrest period manufacturing plant. It's around 100, perhaps 120 quite a while back. What other structure that we have today looks basically the same as that production line? Schools. What's more, here's an intriguing one, or run by the modern insurgency, time of reasoning. Picture this briefly. You drop your children off at school, or you as a kid are dropped off at school and you line up in meet lines and the foreman. All in all, the instructor blows the whistle or rings the chime. Also, in your perfect lines, you go to your workstation and you plunk down. You take a seat at your little workstation that you work for various hours. And afterward the foreman. Well, the educator blows, the whistle rings the chime and you take out your little lunchbox and you can have some food. Once more, then the whistle goes. You return into your workstation. You plunk down. It is run by a modern insurgency period processing plant. Why? Since we are preparing individuals to be machine gear pieces in a framework, we're actually making it happen. Presently, I'm not singling out schools here. The point isn't to say that schools are seriously run. The point is simply to say, we have believing that is imperceptible to us. We are prepared to thought, and we are culturalized to act in some ways that no longer checks out in the advanced economy. The old world reasoning says become a machine gear piece in a framework, fit in, don't cause ripple effects. What's more, assuming you're an ideal pinion, you'll get you a smidgen of cash by the day's end. What's more, you can return home. That speculation will keep you where I like to call that way of reasoning the wheeled cart way. It fundamentally goes this way. It resembles the guardians get hold of their kid, the youthful child, the youthful girl. Also, they say, my child, my little girl, you are youthful and solid. You should go out into the world and acquire coins. This is the way you make it happen. Get your wheeled cart, load it brimming with blocks. Also, for each hour that you push your work cart, you will get 1 coin. Assuming you need a subsequent coin, you need to push your work cart for a subsequent hour. Presently we think like that, we go, the best way to procure coins is to work for a set number of hours. So let me proceed to find a new line of work and be reliant upon a chief. Presently you work your set number of hours consistently, you push your handcart for your set number of hours, and something awful begins to occur. You begin to understand that you can't exactly bear the cost of the vehicle. You're not exactly earning back the original investment with the children and their schooling and the charge orders and the bonds, etc. So what do? You return to the reasoning that was given over to you and you say, on the off chance that I'm not getting an adequate number of coins, what do I need to do? I need to push a second wheeled cart in the nights to get more coins. That thought process keeps families in generational patterns of neediness. Assuming you remove nothing else from today, this is the one rule that is the most significant. Try not to attach your procuring to the quantity of hours you work. Inasmuch as we naturally suspect various hours rises to various coins. We are in monetary difficulty on the grounds that as an individual, you just have such countless hours in the day. The rich people revelation. The approach to breaking out of this thought is this: dump the blocks in your wheel. Better dispose of them, load your work cart up with gold. As such, for each hour that you push that handcart, you really want to raise the worth of your work, acquire more coins each hour, not work more hours to get more coins. Disliking. The rich expresses more about us than it does about the well-off. Has your family at any point utilized an expression like how the other half live when they talk about rich individuals? Better believe it. You realize what it's like? It resembles rich individuals are an alternate animal types. The way that I'd like you to take a gander at the distinction between where you are and abundance is. I believe you should view it as a bend, since, supposing that it is a bend, you can move along that bend. You can go from where you are presently to your objectives. Yet, assuming you become involved with that believing that says rich individuals are only in alternate animal categories, then, at that point, rather than a bend, there's simply an abyss. There's an opening. There is a flat-out void between where you are and where you need to be. Also, in the event that you don't trust that it's feasible to move along that progress, you don't act in manners that begin to move you there. The principle, the beginning stage in turning into a high total assets individual is the conviction that it is conceivable that an affluent individual is certainly not an alternate animal types. They're simply further along on a continuum. They have more schooling about what acquires cash and how to accomplish objectives than what you at present have. Furthermore, that is okay since that addresses trust. That implies you can get familiar with these things. You can do them. Disliking. The richest is more about us than it does about the well-off. We frequently contemplate well-off individuals. As they're clearly insidious, they're clearly bad. They clearly stepped on individuals' countenances to get where they are currently. Forbes magazine portrays that. They take the most noteworthy acquiring people on earth and they take a gander at how they give. The details bear out that affluent individuals give more per capita than any other person. We're not simply discussing more cash since they really have more. We're discussing more per individual in rate structure. The possibility that affluent individuals are clearly miserly, clearly evil isn't brought into the world out by insights. There's clearly the odd jerk. You will meet the odd, horrendous, rich individual, they're out there unquestionably in their numbers. However, all around, it's anything but a substantial rule. That is number 1, there's an incredible book. It's called Anomalies by Malcolm Gladwell. He discusses the contrast between individuals who come up short and prevail with regards to anything. What's more, he discusses how in well-off families, they show their youngsters something altogether different to what is educated in working class and unfortunate offense. Also, it's exactly how to communicate with power. The working classes and destitute individuals are educated to dread or authority. Furthermore, it's modern insurgency thinking. You must dread the person who runs the processing plant since he possesses your life. All right? Also, it goes this way. How about we take a pragmatic model? They do this one in the book. According to he, you're taking your youngster to the dental specialist. The working class family will show the kid that the dental specialist is God. He has read up for quite some time and he knows it all there is to know you as the kid should quiet down, plunk down, stay silent. Furthermore, regardless of whether it harms, don't cry. Simply sit tight for it to be late. Anything that he advises you to do in 9 affluent families, they approach precisely the same circumstance totally in an unexpected way. Heading to the dental specialist office. They tell the youngster, the dental specialist is your companion. He has read up for a long time with the goal that he can serve you appropriately. How's that? All right? The dental specialist is an asset that you can utilize. Assuming you have any inquiries regarding your mouth, about your teeth, about anything that you need to be aware there, you should ask the dental specialist since he must assist you, presently, with taking that thought process. That is a basic model. Going to the dental specialist, take that thought process and intensified throughout the following 20 years. Which of those 2 children will truly do well throughout everyday life? You have one who's educated to fear authority, shut up, hold your voice down. Try not to cause ripple effects. What's more, the other one who's shown the world is there for you to use. It's all assets. You can utilize it to your own closures. Envision the distinction that would make. Address yourself. What's more, we want to help our kids to address themselves also. We have been conned into a modern upset fantasy that says all authority is in control in those best. You should quiet down and do everything you're said. You should be a machine gear piece in a framework. Also, as long as you are taking care of your business impeccably and not causing ripple effects, you'll be fine. That believing is 100 years obsolete. Allow them to chuckle at you. Allow yourself to fall flat. You want the space. You want the room. Be benevolent to yourself. My last it is only this to part thought for now. You are not isolated from your objectives. By various years, you are isolated from your objectives by various activities, and that is totally unique. Yours are a theoretical idea. That resembles saying 10, 20 years from now, I'll be affluent. It doesn't depend on years. Dependent upon you at your activities returns the ball to your hand. That gives you control. That gives you the power. The word is as a man suspects. He is as well. So lovely people don't think. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumb up and share with your friend. Thank you for watching.